going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pure Buckets podcast. Today we're bringing you Start Bench Cut, an idea that obviously has been around in the NBA fan base amongst Twitter users or literally anybody for a long time now. We're going to bring it to the YouTube channel. We're not going to waste too much time in the intro because we have a lot of ones to get to here. We got a full house here today. We got myself, we got Vipin, we got Rohan, and then we have the only guest that we've had so far on the channel, Lewis. How you guys doing today?
I'm good.
Great.
Crazy stuff. We're at halftime right now of the Jazz Mavericks game, so
They're just awful.
that's kind of the timing we're at. But I have this wheel in front of me. I made 19 different start bench cut, so 3 players. We're gonna just go around and we're gonna tell each other. We're gonna debate if we have differences. Some of them are current, some of them are all time.
Yeesh.
I know some of the all time ones are a little.
Between like some are current players, some are like old.
I think I had like a few, not many though.
I see.
So I have 19 though, so I put it on this wheel that you guys are seeing, and we're gonna let the wheel decide which one we're gonna start off with. But before we do that, make sure to just leave recommendations or any ideas down below in the comments, or follow us. We have follow us on TikTok, Twitter, whatever. And yeah, do you guys have any one you want to start off with though that you've been like thinking about maybe or?
Like particular. I mean, anything I might be thinking of, I'd assume probably is on the list. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 19 isn't enough. There's some really good ones out there. I have a couple funnies on here too. Like, I have like 2 on here that are for funnies.
Test our knowledge.
Yeah. Well, not really. Not testing knowledge. It's kind of not.
Fourth options.
Yeah. So, one of them is because a certain individual is trash, and then another one is someone in here has a strong preference for the other individual. So. All right. So we're just gonna let it rip. We're gonna let the wheel decide what's good for our first one. Thank God it's not 13. Wallahi.
So 13 like before the freaking recording.
All right. 14. So, we're going to be starting off with a right now, a current comparison, and it involves one of the players that is in the Mavericks Jazz game. Start bench cut. We're going to go around. Well, not go around, but anyone can take the lead here. Brandon Ingram, Donovan Mitchell, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, I think I know how to.
We can take our time with these.
I already know where I put all. I already know where I'll put them.
You already know.
Hello?
Yeah.
All right, well, go ahead then, Vipin. Take it away.
So, I understand that this current playoffs is not the best showing for the Jazz. It's a bit rough.
Well, you can't base it on recency bias, bro. It's been 2 games.
I'm not saying recency bias, but if you let me finish my statement.
No, well,
saying
you don't have a statement
No, I was still speaking. Anyways, this is a bit of a rough showing to the playoffs right now for the Jazz. But in the past, we know what Donovan Mitchell has done. We know how he can score in the playoffs. We've seen it before multiple times. And that just simply cannot be ignored. He's easily the biggest star out of all these 3. So for me, I put him as start. And for bench, alright, so Pascal Siakam has been balling of late. But I think Brandon Ingram just kind of... I like Brandon Ingram. I like his scoring ability. But also Pascal Siakam is like... I kind of just like big men, you know?
You like big men.
Yeah.
No way you just said that.
Exactly.
Alright, well, that's going under the funnies, that's for sure. I'll make that one. I'll clip that one.
Yeah, like big, large men. Okay. Yeah, I would put Brandon Ingram as bench and cut Siakam. I wouldn't say Siakam's that much worse than like Ingram or something, but still definitely close. I just think Siakam is just I think he's not too bad at passing, no?
Who, Siakam?
Yeah.
Yeah, averages 5 assists a game.
That's pretty solid for his role. But Brandon Ingram, I like his scoring ability. He's kind of like I know people have said this comparison so many times, like the next Kevin Durant. I'm not trying to say that, but like he's a similar skill set, not being it's not as good, you know. And I think it's just nice to see.
Yeah, I'll step in as well. I'll just agree with it, but I think I'd go start Mitch, bench Pascal, and then cut BI.
I see. That's not that crazy, but yeah.
Yeah. Although,
It's not that crazy.
I don't
They're pretty
think
close.
like Donovan Mitchell, like compared to other superstars, I don't think very highly of him. I would still take him, probably start compared to the other two players. And then I think there's a bit more of a gap between Siakam and Ingram, just because from what I've seen from Siakam, he's just more of a, I don't know, he gives me more of an impression of a true, I don't know, like teammate, I guess. I don't know how to describe that kind of, but he's someone that is not gonna will the team to win. Like he's not, like.
I just
I
think
don't
because he's a big man, right? Traditionally, like better. It's probably better to have your big
Mhm.
man be like good at defense, like maybe even like at least average or something.
Yeah.
Siakam is not known for the best defense. That's not really him. If you look at the numbers, like 110 defensive rating, which is still better than Brent Ingram. But like I think it'd be worse to have a like bad or a mediocre defensive big man than it is to have a bad defensively guard. I think, and I think that is like, cause I say offensively they're relatively equal, so not that far apart. But defense, Siakam is better, but just at the position he's at, I say he probably is below average at his position. Just in like overall power forwards.
I don't know, since like what I've seen since he was on the Pelicans, he's just been like that kind of like that lead scorer guy that would be kind of like the main offensive unit. But on the Raptors, they're a very balanced team. A lot like they can all shoot, they
Very
can
true.
all, get boards. Well, not all get boards, but they're all doing their
They're
own
very
thing.
versatile.
But yeah. So like it's kind of hard to
Flexible, you know?
measure Siakam's ceiling. That's why I kind of said he was like a team player because he just kind of fits into his role really well. While Ingram is like the scorer, which is more like what Mitchell does for their team. But I don't know.
How he's gonna mesh with whenever Zion comes back long term.
That's true.
Yeah. Or I mean, we're
he
finally.
did play with Zion for a bit, like two last season.
Yeah, he played
When did
for
Zion play?
yeah,
He played.
a
I
year
don't
and
know.
a half,
Zion played his
maybe, or
Uh,
maybe like a year total.
2020, 2021. He played
He didn't
61
play too many
games.
games. Yeah. Yeah,
That was
so
the year
like a year.
Zion like popped.
Did you hear what I was talking
What was
about?
that, 20? 2019, 20? 2 years ago?
What?
Did you hear what I
Yeah,
was
no,
talking
it was
about on
2020,
the phone
21.
earlier?
So it was last year.
What?
Mhm.
Oh, did you hear what I was talking about on the phone earlier?
No.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, hey, if it makes you feel any better, I would take Siakam on the bench as well. He just seems like a more flexible player.
Then who?
Definitely
Bi.
due to his than Bi.
Okay, so we all have the same.
Well, no, Vipin had Siakam on the bench.
I'd take him off. Yeah, he was cut.
Oh, you cut Siakam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cut.
Have a different
You cut
opinion.
Siakam and you
John-
kept Bi. I thought you said you like big men.
Yeah, no
I
comment.
do, but did you hear what I
But
said
he
about
said
like his
regardless,
defense?
yeah, he's
Regardless.
regardless.
Pascal's
generally, I just
better
like-
defense than Bi.
I know, right? You didn't hear the other part of what I said. At his position, it's worth because okay, since Siakam is not that great of a defender, right? I'd say he's probably below average. He's below average for his position, right? Probably slightly below average, but still, it's worse to have a not so great defensive big man than it is to have a not so great defensive guard. That just hurts you so much in the paint. But he's not that
Well,
awful, but
Well,
like
neither of them
still.
are guards though.
I know, but Brent Ingram plays like a guard, like perimeter-ish, you know.
I don't know. I feel like the overall
Siakam's
take
more
is
in
a
the
bit
paint.
stinky.
I
I mean, look. This is not even. This is very mild compared to like some of these other ones. Like I think it's fine if you put Bi above Pascal, but it's just like
Well, it's just your.
Yeah,
your
plays
reasoning.
small
It doesn't
forward.
make
He still
I don't know. I feel like it's just like the
plays
explanation.
more like a guard than he does
sense. Wait,
big
Siakam
man.
literally has
Yeah.
a defensive rating of 110.
Yeah, we've been over that.
Yeah. Well, that's not. Well, you keep saying
No,
like he's below average.
He said he's below
Yeah,
average
he's-
for his position.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
League-wise,
I don't know how
probably
true
average.
that is. I don't
Well,
know.
I don't know how many forwards are putting up. I don't know.
Mm,
I'd have to.
I don't know how true it is.
I have
But
to look
what we
into it.
can say, no, but what we can say is that Pascal is a better offensive player than he is a defensive player.
Which is obviously.
yeah.
And the same goes for Bi.
Oh,
I
same for both of them. Yeah.
don't know. I just feel like Pascal has done more he's done more to help his team win games than Bi has. That's like my only thing. So, Rohan, you agree with me and Lewis then?
Yeah,
All right, so we all start Mitch, and then us three bench Pascal.
Mitchell's in a
Vooden.
different tier than these two guys.
Yeah, that's
Can't
fair.
really say anything else for that.
All right, bet. We'll move on to the next one.
Kind of.
Oh man,
The
number
wheel.
5. All right, this is another right now. This is gonna be a good one. I feel like.
What are we looking at?
All right, so right now what we're looking at is we're looking at a battle of 6 men,
Okay.
meaning
Alright,
not 6 in names, but we have Tyler Harrow, we have
Oh,
Jordan
6.
Jordan Poole, and Tyrese Maxey.
Well, this is gonna be a very recent based discussion. I feel like.
I mean, they are really young.
No, but you don't
But
have to
it's-
make it recent based.
Well,
What do you mean? They're all young, Cole.
no, it's not.
No, but
Oh,
no, I
I
feel like
don't
Lewis
know
is
how
saying
that
no, but
works.
Lewis is hinting at the fact like he's saying this is gonna be a debate on like the last like 20 games or something. I'm like, bro, what is he talking about?
First of all. Okay, well let's see then.
I mean, Harrow obviously is gonna win 6 Man of the Year, so you would think you'd put him at 1, but that's because he plays 33 minutes a game.
Yeah.
But that's
Well,
baseless without
yeah,
how much
well,
do they
Poole-
play?
If that
Poole
year
plays.
award
Poole-
has always
only
just been
this
who
game.
can score the most off the bench. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Harrow's literally having his best season, which is crazy.
Maxey
Yeah.
shooting 43% this season was insane. From three.
Yeah. So that's really
That's
good.
ridiculous.
You can't really compare any of them defensively. They're all about the same. Not that great. I'd say.
It's a hard one.
This is hard. Yeah. I really don't know.
It sucks
Poole's a
because
breakout player. And so is
it's
Maxey.
hard for me because it's like I don't know if Harrow can go from 1 to getting cut, unironically.
Yeah.
From starting to go.
So it's kind of just like how you compare because they've all played the same amount of seasons. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well, Maxey has one last season, but it's like relatively the same kind of sample size.
Mm.
Is what we're looking at.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's hard. It's really difficult. It is true though because they're finally all of them are finally getting like well not Harrow but the other two are getting like playoff time now, and so that's why it's really recently. I understand like that part of the argument, Lewis, because
Yeah.
like they've played like 2 or 3 games now and they're like balling out,
Mhm.
so it's like really
Yeah.
hard. Because we're seeing them 2 ball out, and then we're not really hearing much about Harrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the Heat are kind of just doing their thing.
Yeah. Well, so with the other teams are doing their thing.
Well, yeah.
It's just like Maxey and Poole are stepping up to a different level, whereas Harrow isn't talked about because like it's kind of been like about Jimmy
Yeah,
right now.
that's what he's.
He's
Yeah.
kind of stated.
And Duncan Robinson has
Consistent.
8 threes in game 1 or something like that.
I
So
don't know. This is.
it's really difficult
I think about this.
as a player. You don't have to go based off of stats. Just it could be just preference in this case. I think if we're talking preference, just from me, like watching the games, I feel like it's so bad. I feel like I'd start Maxey.
I don't know.
And then, because I feel like you can go, I'm not even going to debate anyone with this. Like, you can go with any of these 3 and I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Shoot. Because Harrow, I feel like Harrow's just a 3-ball merchant.
Yeah. I feel like.
But he's so
Poole and
good at
Maxey-
it.
I feel like Poole and Maxey
They're
just
both-
have the ability to be better than Harrow. Because this is their first season, both of them, where they get to break out and get a prominent role.
Facts.
So, like, yeah, like, almost. Poole had 10 more minutes average this season, and then Maxey had 20 more minutes average. And then obviously Harrow's been doing his thing for the last couple years. He's getting progressively better, but I just feel like I'd probably put Harrow.
What, you would take them for the higher ceiling?
Yeah.
The higher future ceiling.
And I don't. I've liked what I've seen from Poole in the playoffs. Because I mean I haven't I'm not a big Warriors regular season guy, right? So I'm not gonna be watching. From what I've heard and what I've seen, I think I'd.
All right, I'll tell you mine. I'm going to go with
I don't
start Maxey, bench Poole, cut Harrow.
That's what I was inching towards.
Hmm.
I like what Maxey does on the 76ers. It's just a very good.
And I will say, I have seen out of those three, definitely have seen Maxey play more. So that might be
Yeah,
like
me too.
swaying my position on that. But
I would start full bench
I just
Maxey.
like Maxey more.
Cut Harrow.
okay, I got you, Rohan. What's the reason?
Alright,
What's
so-
your? Okay, go ahead.
No, I love fish.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Rohan, what's your like preference there?
Oh, what's the reason? Well, I mean, I feel like, well, Poole working with his team, I feel like he has more. How should I say this? It's not like Maxi doesn't have like chemistry with like coming off the bench and playing really well, because obviously they're 6 men, so they have to have good chemistry with like the starting five and stuff. But I felt,
Just so you know, Rohan, Maxey starts every single game.
really?
Maxey's
Yeah,
like,
and Poole also. All three of them start. Harrow comes out. Harrow's the only one that comes off the bench.
yeah, but
He's
he
kinda
plays more minutes.
Well,
than
he
both
have
of them.
more depth than other teams.
Also,
Well, yeah, the Warriors.
it's like, I don't know. I just like the offensive output of Poole a little bit more, because they both have really good offensive output for their what do you call it,
Oh,
role
like their
on the
roles.
team. Yeah, for their roles on the team.
Like they both have their super. Well, all three have their superstar.
Mm.
Like moments.
Well, no, not moments. Like to play with, which is what I'm talking about.
Oh no, yeah, that too.
Let me see.
Vipin, go ahead.
All right, so obviously we all know it's incredibly close, but I would probably start Maxi, bench Pool, cut Harrow. It's super close between all of them,
Yeah.
but I think I was looking through this like all numbers and stuff, and I looked at playoff performances, and not all of them have that many experience, that much experience in the playoffs.
Your whole argument's gone.
It's literally like 2 games.
I can't do it. I
Not
can't.
this season, the past two.
What?
You guys, you guys, some of them have played before in the playoffs, right?
Okay, let's break it down then.
Yeah.
Maxey played
Yeah.
12 games last year, averaged 6 points because he played 13 minutes a game in the postseason.
Yeah.
They haven't played too much in the
And then
past
Poole
season.
only played this season.
Poole only played 2 games. Alright, I got it. But in those few games, if you look at Tyler Harris actually played a lot in the playoffs.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
been, yeah.
because he was a part.
Right,
He
and
was
if
a
you
rookie.
look at his shooting in the every single year in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, 36% from the field. The
Yeah, a
year
little
before that,
struggle.
31%. That's
Struggle.
kind of what led me
Mhm.
towards to cut him. So that's why he's placed there. The other two is super close. Maxi did not play much in the playoffs, but from a little bit he did play. He was pretty efficient. He didn't score too many points, but I think he's just really useful for Philadelphia, and I think you can somewhat rely on him in the playoffs. I just think that's like something he can do, unlike Harrow. And I don't think Harrow's complete garbage, but he's not that efficient in the playoffs. This year I don't think he's been doing too hot, has he, in the playoffs?
Who?
Harrow?
I mean, I don't really know, to be honest
No.
with you.
He hasn't been playing that well.
We might have just
Playing just
Yeah.
meh.
consistent.
I just
regular
think
season.
I don't know too much about Jordan Poole. I just think he's probably more reliable in the playoffs than Harrow is, and I just think Maxi's just better than Poole.
Well, he has this god lineup next to him.
Yeah.
Also, they're playing a starless, well, other than Jokic, freaking Nuggets. So I don't know. I'd have to wait and see the whole playoffs.
Yeah, if you want to know Harrow,
then
by the way,
decide.
Harrow's you asked about the 2 games that he's played this postseason. Game 1 against the Hawks, he only put up 6 points, and then last game he put up 15. So,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not.
How's the efficiency? Do you know?
3 for 11 in the first game, and then 5 for 11 in the last game.
It's like a detriment.
Second game wasn't too bad. The first one was not so great.
1 of 8 so far this postseason from 3.
Yeah, yeah.
He's shooting 12%.
He struggles from 3 in the playoffs.
But
He's
yeah,
not really good. 3 ball gains.
Yeah, his
huge
first
important
first
in
game
the
against
playoffs.
Atlanta, because that was the game that Miami dominated. They won by 24, and Harrow had 6 points and 5 turnovers.
That turnovers is really bad.
Yeah, I'm
Doesn't
3
really
of
have
11
that much
shooting.
impact on the team if he does bad.
Yeah. Well, it's just because Miami's defense is locking down the Hawks like heavily. So, all right. Well, what's everyone's final verdict here, so we can.
Well, we all the same.
Oh,
right?
unanimously
And then-
cut Hera. Then yeah, and
Same.
I was the only one that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We all cut Harrow.
I'm just biased against Hero. I don't like him that much. I don't know
Ever
why.
since he hit that mean mug in the playoffs, it was all downhill.
That was his peak. That was his peak.
That was actually his peak.
All right. So then me and Lewis have. Wait, Lewis, who do you have? You have Maxi, then Pool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Vibin, you have the same.
I think Maxi's better.
So Rohan's the only one that has Pool first. That's totally fair, though. That's so fair.
Yeah, I don't see. You can't really arrange any of these three wrong.
Facts. All right, next spin.
Man.
3. Okay, well, this one's not going to be that long.
Oh, is he kind of brain dead or what?
All right. You ready for this? All time.
Let's go.
Okay.
The undisputed 3 best players of all time.
Bruh.
Bron, MJ, Kareem.
This is sleeper.
I want to hear it from Rohan. What kind of day is it, Rohan?
What kind of day is this?
Ron's,
Let me
crying.
see.
Ron's like, wait, you didn't include Kevin
Is
Durant?
there-
God,
yeah.
Shut it.
Yeah,
Is
man,
Durant
why
the
isn't
best player
KD in
today?
there, bro? Nah, he's still, number 4 next.
Mm, I'll have it known on the podcast. Rohan thinks Kevin Durant is number 4 all time. So leave a
Bro,
comment.
I'm telling you, that list
disagree.
was troll, alright?
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, personally, I'm going to start it off by saying I'm going to cut Kareem.
Yes.
Yep.
I should
I'm
Just
feeling
go,
a
just separate.
Kareem
We'll
cut
each say
today.
all of us in like in a set.
Yeah, I would still cut Kareem now.
Yeah, okay.
So, come on. Are you a Jordan Fraud fan or
I don't know,
LeBron?
Vibin, I don't know. I've been recently enlightened to Jordan's his playoff point per game, 33 and a half a game.
LeBron missed the playoffs once. Close is like, wow, wow, wow.
Did you watch the? Cole, just wait until the LeBron documentary comes out.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna
true.
Switch up.
Then your bias switches up.
Yeah, facts.
What do they call it? The last Cancun? God.
Okay.
It's close though. I mean, it's hard.
Oh, those two are
But-
those two are so unbelievably close. I could.
Yeah, facts.
I think
For
we're
all
not in
time.
a
Hey, listen,
position-
if your goat is not LeBron or Jordan, I don't know what to tell you. I don't.
You're kind of
There's
just
nothing I can tell you.
I wouldn't say they're kind of trolling, but we make a callback to December of 2021 where you made Kareem
Hey,
Abdul-Jabbar
hey,
number 1.
Hey,
Until
hey,
4
alright.
months ago, where
I told you,
almost
bro.
nothing
I was
else had
trolling.
changed. I don't think we're in a position to really. I don't know. It's because we've only
I
seen
mean-
James play, right?
You know what?
So
I
we
see. I really.
know
Okay, I'll just
of
start. That.
this.
I really want to put
What?
Jordan 1, but I'm not. I'm just gonna say start Bron,
Hmm?
bench Jordan, and then cut Kareem.
Yeah,
Fact.
So I think, and Vibin agrees. Lewis agrees.
I agree.
Ron's
I
weird.
see.
Ron, what is there to see? Come on, we all
Do
know
you
the
want to be
goat.
crucified or do you want to agree?
Rohan, the only way you make it out of this alive is if you,
Whoa,
as long as
this is
Kareem is
peer
not
pressure.
playing.
No,
Just
Cole,
say-
Ron,
I
don't
thought-
listen to them. Ron,
I
don't
thought
listen to them.
I thought this was a safe podcast.
Ron,
No, it's
Cole.
not. You'll get bullied.
Ron, you do
Can't
what you want to do,
believe this,
Rohan.
man. Can't believe this.
I'm a hater.
You know, I'll pick Jordan. To start,
Okay.
bench LeBron,
Fair.
and then obviously cut Kareem.
I like it. No issues from me,
Really?
Rohan, but you might get issues from the other two.
Yeah, of course,
Oh,
you
yeah, no,
know,
it's just for
because
me.
they're.
I just don't feel like we can put Jordan 1 and legitimately just like have seen it.
No,
But his
that's
greatness
literally
with
the
my
only
own
reason.
eyes.
That's the only reason I have to put Bron 1. I feel like.
Yeah, that's why I would never put him
Because
one.
I
we've
wish-
obviously
I
seen it.
really wish I could have seen Jordan play. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, I wish I could be 40 years old. That'd be so amazing.
Facts. All right, well,
But
we're not even gonna spend
Oh,
time
wow.
on that one because I don't want Rohan to die. So
It's
spin
kind of
it.
like how
Vinny.
things go. Old heads
What
like
do you
their
want
old
me to
players.
do?
That's what they saw. Like,
Well,
like
I
you guys once when
tell you what, I
LeBron
did not
retires,
see-
we're gonna be defending LeBron to like 2-year-olds.
9.
No, I saw LeBron play. I know how he
Nine.
was.
That
All
was
right,
supposed to-
9 right now. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an undisputed who's starting, but the other two might be interesting. We have Luca.
Okay.
We have Icy Trey.
Okay.
And we got Ja. So I'll say for everyone that we start Luca.
Yeah.
That's just not true.
I would start Luka unanimously too.
Well,
Who's-
who's the third player? He was irrelevant.
Ja.
No, the other irrelevant one.
Trey.
That's the other one. That's the
Yeah,
irrelevant
that-
one.
He's getting cut no matter what.
Trey.
Trey gets cut.
Yeah.
Trey
Yeah.
gets
I
cut.
don't want to hear your agenda, Cole.
Leading in points,
No,
leading in
Cole, that's
assists.
it. No, then you
Gets
can tell me.
cut.
It tells me that Trey is better right now.
Led the entire league in points and assists.
Yeah. Okay, stop.
Oh my, this guy is
Second,
actually
second
triple.
only player to ever do that.
Wow.
You know he's the first ever player to suck most cheeks in the playoffs? You know that?
No, it's
Exactly.
yeah, but you're the king of I hate recency bias, and now you're what? Now you're
No,
pulling
no,
out the
no.
recency bias card.
No.
You gotta
Hey,
just
I'm
for
gonna hit you
young-
with
Cole, Cole.
one word, Cole.
For
One
young
word.
players, all you can use is
odds
recency
if the
bias.
Grizzlies lose this series, get bounced out first
I'm
round.
gonna hit you with one word, Cole. Alright. Trey Young gone. Balls.
Trey Young defense. How about that? Huh? How about that?
Vipin, you said the only thing that we can use for young players is recency bias. Okay, bet. Go back to last playoffs then from last year. What did Trey Young do? Absolutely dominated your favorite team.
Yeah, he was alright.
He was I. He was mid.
Put up
Sorry.
29 and 9.5 a game. Don't
Oh,
want to
guess
hear
what,
it.
Cole? What's happening this season?
Yeah.
Huh?
Huh?
What happened this season?
What happened this season? He led the entire league in
Yeah.
points and assists.
What happened to the
Like,
playoffs, Cole?
What happened in the playoffs? They won 2 games in the play-in, and now they're taking on the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Exactly.
What? What are we talking about? No, Trey's an amazing player.
Oh, cool. Tell me why they're down 2. Tell me that, huh?
because it's
Because
the number one
Miami's
seed,
defense.
and they have the
Because Atlanta
great
doesn't
defense.
have again. You guys know this. Like with me with Trey Young, right? I respect his offense so much, but he's a horrible defender. That's why I can't really put him above certain men, because he's not overall better. But Ja's an interesting one to look at. I feel like because
I like Jaw. I'd probably put him second.
Trey Young is
What?
shooting 11% from 3 in this playoff season.
Yeah.
he's getting absolutely
11%.
locked.
11 percentile.
Yeah, he hasn't been that great with from three. I'm not gonna
Is that funny to you, Cole?
No, I'm not laughing.
My bad.
Alright, Joker.
Bro said 11%. Woo. Alright, anyways.
Nah, but it just I don't know. It's a hard one. I feel like you guys are saying it's like it's a landslide over here.
It's not a landslide.
You can't sit here
I
and tell
feel
me
like I
that
would
Ja
still
Morant
have
is
Ja.
levels above Trey Young. You
No,
can't.
it's not levels. He's like 5% better, 10%
Maybe like
better.
one level.
And is that based on this season?
Although Ja is having
It's definitely not based on this
most improved
season.
player of season or whatever, bogus. But I
There's
don't know.
something I can get.
I'm biased. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Trey Young is pretty good.
All right, I'll start it then.
Okay.
I know just because I'm putting respect on brothers' names. I got Luca first. I got Trey second. I got Ja third. So starting my
Let me
boy,
get this.
starting the best white player in the history,
We don't
Larry
have,
Bird.
And his
We don't have any discrepancies with start.
Yeah, we don't have any
Very good,
discrepancies.
man.
Yeah, no, I would start Luka for show. If he can do it with, Porzingis, he can do it anyone. So it don't matter.
I need you guys to tell me what's good then. Ja, Trey.
Allow
Give me
me
a sec.
to create my narrative.
All right, let's
Oh,
create a narrative. Huh?
Okay.
Oh, here comes
Allow me-
the Lewis bias. I'm ready.
The Lewis bias says
I'm
so.
biased.
But while Lewis is doing a research story, anybody else got to take?
Nah, I'm researching too, man.
currently-
Vipin?
I'm researching too, man.
This is man. What do I even tell you?
What you mean?
Okay. I mean, I already agree with Lewis. Alright. I just think. I don't know, Cole.
What do you mean you don't know, bro? This is the whole point. You got to give me your opinion on this.
We gotta think. This is.
It's not that easy, Cole. I just think I want to see more from Ja. I already know my decision right now, but
I mean, yeah, it has only been one season with him.
in the actual like playoff stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I think we just wait to see. That'd be nice.
Would bench Shaw just for the marginal
Because
defense, I guess.
Ja today didn't have the greatest
Margins.
score. He shot like 5 of 18, I think.
The marginal defense, I
Yeah.
guess. That's slightly better than
Well, how much of
Trey's.
that came in the first half?
I genuinely don't know.
Okay, it's been not facts. Don't know the story.
What do you want me to tell you?
Well, the Grizzlies were kind of dominating in the beginning, so I kind of want to see how much of the momentum carried into his shooting.
Ja is
Like,
revolutionizing the new gen guards into how they play in the paint.
Pretty
What do you
dominant.
mean by that?
Isn't Ja like top 3 in paint points this entire season? He's a guard.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's scoring like 27.5.
And then so you have him as like just an absolute driving demon because he has an overall better field goal percentage than Trey. But then you have Trey, who's an incredibly better shooter, and his floater package is probably top 3 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Trey's also
What's
a 90% free throw shooter.
Yeah.
That's
compared to
ridiculous.
77.
No, but just I
From-
don't even care what Jaws is, but 90.
That's really
Nice.
good. Yeah. And you
Very
can't
consistent.
ignore that.
Yeah, he basically won't miss.
If he was shooting, because you have to like, if he was shooting just a little bit better from 3, which he probably would be if he didn't take 3 attempts a game in the regular season, that brother would be a part of the freaking what is it, the 50,
What?
40, 90 club for a season. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
40.
So, yeah,
Wait,
I'm
Jonathan's
just for
4.5.
just for what
threes per
Trey's
game.
done this entire year.
Holy-
I got, and also there's also that thing with as much as we don't really know, like
What?
I guess what's fully happening with like the Grizzlies team, like with that whole like 20-2 without Ja stat, it's kind of hard to, that's like a really weird stat, like you could take that from so many different angles. But I'll
Yeah,
I'll
it
just
almost
say
makes it look like they're
yeah,
better. Like
exactly.
he's a detriment, but he's not.
That's not. That's
He's
team is very good.
Definitely not, bro.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll take Luka and then bench Trey and then cut Ja.
Luka's my guy, bro. Wish he played.
Yeah, the fact that they're. Oh, he's not even playing. Never mind.
The fact that the
Not
Jazz are
even
not
playing,
dominating
man.
without Luka is, I don't know.
It's so funny, man.
It's actually really
don't-
hilarious.
I don't know what's going on with the Jazz.
All right, so I need some final ones here, boys. We need some opinions here.
Alright, I'll take Luca, Morant, Young.
Yeah, I was gonna go with the same.
We'll stick
Exact
with
same
that.
thing.
So you 3 got Ja at bench and then cut Trey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Alright.
Marginal
Alright,
We
defense.
call him
over
Wall Morant.
better
Spin the wheel.
offense. Marginal defense over
hater.
better offense.
8, we got an all-time one here.
Oh no.
But here's the thing. It's all-time, but all 3 players are currently playing.
LeBron.
Here we go. This one's going to get interesting. We got Kyrie.
W.
We got Damian Lillard.
Woo!
And we got Houston's finest, the Beard.
Hmm.
Right now. Oh no, we can't go right now. All time, right?
All time.
All time.
All time.
Oh, we're going to start off with Rohan.
Uh, honestly,
Just because I have a feeling what Rohan's going to say.
I feel like this is kind of a safe pick, but I'm not sure. But I would start Kyrie.
Oh.
Time?
I was not expecting that. Okay,
I
word.
was also.
Safe pick.
I don't
Rohan, what
know.
about that is safe?
I have no clue, man. Well, I mean, okay. Wait. By all time, how does this work?
All time, Rohan.
No. But I mean, like
Like, don't count them as how they're playing right now because James Harden right now is different than James Harden in
their
his
career. Their career, right?
Yeah, remember what I told you before, Rohan? It's about like how good the
But are
player
we,
is.
like- Are we going by peaks, right?
I told you this before, Rohan. It's hard to say peak because then people have different definitions of their peaks. But yeah, if you want to think of it in peaks, then go ahead.
Mm,
I said, who would you rather have in their like on their day? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you rather have the James Harden that we know? Would you rather have the Kyrie that we know? Or would you rather have the Damian Lillard that we know?
mm, uh,
Rohan's having an
Actually,
aneurysm.
okay.
Do you want to pass it on to somebody else?
no. Okay, if it's like this, then I'll just go with my bias. All right, so then no, I would start James.
Okay.
I would start James, bench Kyrie, probably cut Damian. Is how I
Interesting.
would go.
Fair.
Well, let me go. I got a lot for you.
Go ahead, brother.
Listen, I'm actually the world's biggest Damian Lillard hater.
What's with all
I
the
just think-
haters?
The bias is coming.
Okay, listen. Okay, I'll just tell you what I rank. Alright, so James Harden starts, bench Kyrie Irving, and
Alright, so same as Ronnie.
yeah, cut Damian Lillard. Okay, so Damian Lillard is my bad. Okay, someone walked in my room. Okay, so Damian Lillard, we know what he's not done his entire career. How many MVPs? 0. How many scoring titles? 0. How many? Anything. He's never done anything in his career.
Career's been kind of
Blazers
bare.
fans still shill the one game winner he hits. How many years ago? In a first round series? Exactly. It's just unacceptable.
It's unacceptable.
Hello?
Unacceptable.
What am I hearing right now?
By the way, Cole,
And
how do you do
James
that thing where you
Harden-
compare players?
What?
I was asking Cole, how does he do that thing where he compares players on basketball? Okay, all right, thanks.
Yeah, no
I saw
problem.
it.
No problem. I'm doing career too.
You could continue with it, but I'm sorry.
Okay, so we know James Harden is he in 4 scoring titles.
I think it's
think so.
3.
Anyway, that's a stupid high amount. Yeah. So he's averaged 36 points per game for a season. We know he's gotten to the Western Conference Finals. We know he's somewhat of a playoff choker. And we know Damian Lillard does perform pretty well in the playoffs now.
Yes, of
I don't know.
course.
Yeah, he's Dame Doll, that Dame time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of all that, I mean, you can't blame it all on him because his organization's kind of dookie cheeks.
So you're gonna cut
But-
Lillard because of the organization he's in.
No, it's also. I just think just like skill. Who would you rather have? I'd rather have James Harden all time. I'd rather have Kyrie Irving all time, right? Because we know Kyrie's been there, done that. He's been to the finals. He's hit clutch shots. We know what he can do. He's had the crazy handle. Dame can also hit clutch shots, right? But I feel like he just can't. I don't know how to. It's hard to describe.
I think I'd
know
actually
who's
I'd hate
better.
to say it, but I have to agree with the other two in the rankings because James Harden on that moment, on that stretch that he had, those 2 months where he averaged like 50 a game,
It was kind of nuts. Kind of nuts, man.
like that's a different
Well, yeah.
reality we were in.
He had like 20 straight games, like 30 plus.
Like 40 plus.
Jeez, who are you arguing against?
Yeah.
Did someone say James Harden not started?
No.
Oh.
I'm just bringing up, it doesn't have to always be an argument. I'm just kind of appreciating greatness here with James Harden.
Fact. Did you remember that the 60-point triple double? Man.
Jesus.
His highest average.
His Houston days were.
And we're also forgetting
unreal.
that James Harden is also a former assist champion.
But he can definitely pass the rock. We know that. We can do that.
that season where he averaged what 11 assists,
Yeah.
while still
Think-
dropping nearly 30 points. That was kind of funny.
Bro has great passes. He changed his style of play, whether you dislike it or not, is it's one of the most effective styles of play that we've ever seen.
Oh my.
Fact. That's
His
completely
offensive
argument.
game is ridiculous.
He can do everything. There's nothing he cannot do.
Because he brought a certain element to the way that he played the game where even the officials had no clue how to do what they were doing, bro. They were calling fouls every single... Bro, this dude, James Harden, anytime he does a step back, I don't think James Harden has ever been blocked on a step back.
It's very rare.
Yeah, very rare.
Yeah.
It's just such an incredible movement. He does all. He's like Kyrie in that their micro movements ridiculous. And then obviously, I just have such I just love the way that Kyrie just plays the game. I just think I'm so fascinated by the way like. He's probably one of the most technical players in the league. Like like Lewis, like when we talk about obviously football, you talk about like technical players. It's like who's a good technical football player?
Well, like
Like
a Tekka's player.
No, like a soccer player.
Yeah, I know. Someone with,
Yeah, who's like a real
fast-
techie player?
A real techie player.
Like would you say Messi's a techie player?
Messi, yeah.
Yeah,
The
an
goat
ultimate techie
Messi.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyrie is very techie in the way that I feel like he plays.
True.
And then obviously he's had the whole thing. I was in Cleveland. He was the second man. He's like, I'm gonna go prove myself. And then absolutely pooped the bed with Boston. But
I mean, his biggest flaw is just his mental, bro. He's just weird.
he's
But
weird.
yeah.
But
All the
doesn't-
anti-vax stuff, all like
Causes
it's just
problems.
strange. He causes
Playing.
chemistry problems in any organization.
Yeah,
he
but that's
goes
the thing.
to.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about player.
Yeah,
He's a
just
baller.
basketball talent. You can't ignore him at
So-
all.
So all three of
Cannot
us,
deny
all
him.
three of us got James. Then we bench Kai, and then sell Lillard. But I'm not here to say that Lillard. I actually quite like Lillard a lot more than the other two do.
It's just he's not as good as the other two.
Yeah, I appreciate Lillard a lot more than the other two do.
Awful. It's just I don't know, man. It's just like he's never. A lot of it is just his organization, but I just think both of those other two other better players.
Yeah.
Better peaks.
Better. Better peaks. I would
Not
have
gonna
to
lie.
agree with all of
Dang.
you.
So we all got the same.
Well, yeah. Well, I
If anyone did not start Harden, we'd have
Yeah.
problems.
Really?
He's a
No. Calm down. Kyrie,
What?
dude. People. I feel like
I
we
think
haven't
people sleep
seen.
on Kyrie.
People forget like how good Kyrie is. Just
Yeah.
because he hasn't played to his peak. Like he hasn't played.
Dropping like
The last
40
time he
every
played
game or something.
60 games was 2018.
Yep.
And before that, he was playing good basketball, and he was absolutely just crazy. That's why people always will bring up like, oh, regardless of what he's doing now, Kyrie is, because they remember him being like amazing.
Mm.
And then he left Boston on a sour note, even though he had a pretty decent season right before he left. And then in Brooklyn, obviously, he just hasn't shown what he like can do. But every time he comes and plays, he goes off. But I mean, Harden's peak those 3 years, 16, 17, 18.
No, he's longer than that.
Was it?
Yeah, but
complete
he was
peak, yeah.
averaging like
But yeah,
what?
like he was
Above
insane. Like
30.
it was just.
Dude, Harden
He was
dropping
playing to his-
35 is an off night. Like, bro, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, we got to see like his full potential for, at
solid
his
3
high
years.
5 years maybe, 5-6 years. And Kyrie, we haven't seen that in like 5 years. So, it's a lot closer to me. I feel like, and then Damian, I like him a lot, but he's just like a lower echelon of player. Like, he doesn't.
what you mean, yeah.
He doesn't have the impact, I think. Even though he's super clutch.
He does have the impact though.
All right, I have a question for you right now. Then, before we move on, is
What?
James Harden a superstar?
Right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
It's a yes or no. Just go around.
I'd say no.
Yeah, I'd say no as well.
No. He's just some things have gone wrong for him.
Lewis.
well, who
Unless he
would
picks
you?
it up.
If you consider him not a superstar, and you consider him just a star because he's obviously a big name, who's in that group with
Okay,
him?
well here's a follow up. Is Kyrie a superstar?
Yes.
Yes.
Kyrie's still superstar.
He's that
is,
guy.
Is Dame a superstar?
Yeah.
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 So this season, you'd rather have Dame than James?
Yeah.
That's a bit
Yeah.
mental.
No.
Wait, did you say again? My mic cut out.
Based on the way that you're classifying the players, you'd rather have Damian Lillard from this season more than James
I-
Harden from this season?
I didn't say
Not
yes.
this season. I just.
I think he is a super because teams will play around James Harden. They have to. Although he has off nights,
He
he's
has
still
okay.
a player that demands.
Oh, so wait, so Lewis, you're saying James is a superstar?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the only one then.
Okay, it's just
Yeah.
he can. Okay, he can still. He's
He can go off, but
as he's
it's
taking more of a
not very
passing role.
consistent.
He's taking more of a passing role. His
Yeah.
numbers aren't what they were. which is that's just kind of expected, right? But we know he can still turn on a switch and drop 30. That's just him. I just think because he's done that so less, like this season. That's what causes the distinction of like people think that. That's why I
Like
think
he
he's
can't
not.
be considered a superstar anymore.
He's definitely
Players just have to
borderline,
put
bro.
up crazy amount of points. To...
I just think 'cause he's also been so inconsistent lately.
Mm.
Have you like he's been very inconsistent.
Mm.
Like
Like
he can
even like
have great
passing and
games or
efficiency
not
wise,
bad.
like he doesn't need to average 35 to be a superstar, but he needs to at least shoot 50% from the floor. Not okay, not at least, but like, at least like 45, bro. He hasn't been able to do that.
All right. Well, we'll move it on then. So we all have the same rankings, anyways. All right. Next one. No, please. Oh, wallahi.
This is a bad one.
Was this a stupid one or what?
Nah, it's a good one. Because we might be disrespecting a legend here.
Oh, no.
All right. So we have
Yeah, Plummer?
arguably 3 of the greatest centers of all time.
I know who I'm picking if it's what I think it is.
So we have that boy Shaq. We got the Dream.
All right, yeah. So yeah, you
W?
already know
And
what
we have-
I'm already picking.
I'm ready for the disrespect. And we have Bill Russell.
I was gonna say like a good player.
Oh.
Wait, Shaq, Hakeem, and Russell? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I mean, you
All right, so-
already know who I'm gonna pick. So just
All right, well,
skip
go ahead.
me
Start-
there.
Rohan, start it
I'm just
off.
like extremely Houston biased.
Well, that's not
No, it's
good.
just
Like Tim
extreme
Duncan or
Houston
something.
bias, man. Even though I know
Nah, Duncan deserves mad
other
respect.
peak, but other peak
Yeah.
Shaq would probably be slightly.
All right, well, Rohan, start it off then.
Okay, Hakeem starting, obviously. I mean, you don't have to question it. Oh, Shaq is on the bench, bro. Even saying that hurts me. And freaking yeah, Bill Russell can get cut.
So Bill Russell,
Even though he's like, I guess he won the most out of the 3.
most
so-
rings in
Goat.
NBA history, 5-time MVP,
Mhm.
averaged 22.5 rebounds a game in his career.
But he
Against
played with
Tuchel.
only 8 teams.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
in the
valid though. I
league.
don't care what anyone says. That is a valid argument.
Boy, like the Plumbers.
Yeah, that is actually valid though. Like we can't. No, he's definitely. We can't ignore his greatness.
Played with only.
You just have to
8
put it in
teams.
context.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like we
he's
know
not
what
a
he's
bad
done.
player,
You know, 11 rings, however many, a lot of rings.
but
right.
compared to
But
Shaq,
who did he play? He played against dudes who were actual plumbers. Plumber leagues,
Yeah.
school.
Hmm.
Plumber leagues.
I
Plumber.
mean,
He literally
against
played against
Wilt.
nobodies.
but that's about
Yeah, in
it.
the 60s.
Oh, in the 60s, you know what they were doing?
Taking naps, bruh.
I don't know, probably protesting
man.
Vietnam or something. I don't know.
Post-war or something.
Yeah, probably complaining about something. You know, they were hippies.
All right, who wants to follow up Rohan then?
I'll go.
Let me check this.
I'm biased, but also not at the same time. I start Hakeem, bench Shaq, cut Russell.
This is brazy, Lewis.
Yeah,
Dude,
this is kind
what
of.
am I'm gonna say it right here.
I'm
right
gonna
now,
agree with whatever
Shaq-
Lewis says.
Shaq is the best center
Facts.
ever.
No, okay, that's cap.
Easily.
Not ever.
No, I think he
Kareem
one.
is the best center of all time. But anyways,
Oh.
Yeah.
But
bro, forgot
Anyways.
about
no, but
Kareem.
I think Shaq is legitimately one of the most dominant players just
No.
ever, bro.
Okay, here's the thing. Shaq himself has admitted.
Averaged one more block.
He has
One more
admitted
block than
that
Shaq.
Hakeem dominates him whenever they play. He himself has admitted this. When they did play in the finals, what happened? What happened?
Well, he lied.
He was younger, but they got swept. No, did they not get swept?
How old is he?
I think they,
I don't even
I don't know
know.
if they got
Pretty
swept.
young.
They might have gotten swept.
The only reason I would even consider Hakeem over Shaq is because Shaq himself said the hardest player for him to guard was Hakeem.
So Hakeem could do so many things. He could be the best defensive player on the court, and then he'd go down the other end and drop 30.
Wait, Hakeem can shoot threes? I didn't know that, Vibin.
I just say he's the best
Yeah,
offensive
apparently
player on the
he
court.
shoots for 20% Cole. Yeah. His
I say
3
he's the
points
best
attempted.
defensive
Cole.
player.
Yeah, point
Cole,
one,
his 3
And he's
points
Rohan.
gonna-
attempted.
He's got 30 on
0.1.
the other side.
0.1%.
Because
No,
Shaq
he
can't-
shoots
Shaq could not defend like Hakeem. Nope, couldn't do it.
No, he could not. He
He's
can't.
not that guy defensively.
You're telling me
But
Shaq
obviously
is not that
offense-
guy defensively?
Compared to Hakeem?
No percentage.
No,
Free
but
throw
no,
percentage, Cole.
obviously comparatively.
Hack-a-Shaq? Hello? Any Hack-a-Shackers?
Wait, what?
That's not.
That 20% diff, bro.
How bad was he actually? Zach, like, what's the actual exact percentage?
His career ratings
For what?
52% from
Free
free
throw?
throws.
Oh.
Go on.
I thought we were talking about defensive.
52% free throw.
Defensively,
We just brought
defensively,
free
actually,
throw on the side.
Hakeem averages a block more,
Also, Hakeem
Uh,
was more versatile of a
and
defender. 'Cause he's so shifty and
he averages a steal more as well.
I don't know.
These sound like
Shaq
some
was a-
cherry pick stats, Rohan.
Shaq was very
I mean, I'm looking at the per game.
defensively.
How many times was Shaq all defense?
3.
How many times was Hakeem all defense?
I don't know.
He was
9
9-time all defensive.
Exactly. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, I'm with Lewis though. Shaq is better.
Not
Yeah,
way better.
He's better.
I
Nope,
think
I
Shaq is
disagree.
better.
What?
I thought that was
Explain that.
clear. Even though you're
There are
biased,
parts that he is a lot better than, but like overall, you can't say that.
I think it's just better. He's
I will
just
say
better.
though,
But tell me why. I want to know.
You're just mental if you think Shaq's not a good defensive player.
Why though? I want to hear the reasoning.
I'm telling you right now because you're saying
I'm not saying
Shaq.
he's
You're
bad.
saying Shaq is not a good overall
I'm
player.
saying he's better though.
No.
Hakeem's just better.
I'm just saying Hakeem's better overall.
See, but what? No, but,
He's not.
But
He is though. What?
I'll say
Is
this.
Shaq can defend.
No, but
like,
I'll say this. For what Shaq lacks in defense in comparison to Hakeem, he makes up for in offense. And you can't say it's not true.
Is that far apart? Is their offense that far apart? Is
Their
it?
their defense and the offense, it's not like some drastic difference. You can't say Hakeem is a way
Yeah,
better
neither of them are
defender.
as
You can't
just-
say that Hakeem is a way better defender and then Shaq only slightly ahead on offense.
Mm,
Okay.
he
Hold
points
on.
often. Okay.
You know, Shaq led the league in scoring 2 times, right?
He was. Wait, I'm not disagreeing that he's a way better offensive player. I'm not disagreeing.
So that's way better. Okay.
All right, look. Okay, Hakeem, his peak was not as long, but Shaq's peak also was not that long either. I mean, he kind of slumped off towards the end, which, yeah, what can you do, you know? But if you look at it's not that far apart. But I think there was no method that you could do to Hakeem that's like, okay, we're just gonna foul him a bunch, make him shoot free throws. You can't do that to Hakeem. He's gonna make the free throws, or at least a lot more better than Shaq does. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. So Shaq obviously won 3 chips with Kobe in LA.
Correct.
If you had Hakeem instead of Shaq, are they still winning
They're
3
still winning.
chips?
Still winning.
I don't
for
think
sure.
they're win 3.
Still winning.
They still
I
win
would,
3.
I would say
Still
they
win
still
3.
win.
I think
For
they
sure
get
they still
2.
win 3.
I don't think they get 3.
If you
I'd say
okay,
they still win
put
3.
Shaq on the teams Hakeem was on, do they win back to back? No, they don't do it. They don't do it. They do not. Tell me, is that happening? You put Shaq on those Houston teams, is he going to win back to back? Will he? Answer the question. Will he?
Will he, Cole?
We're talking
That's
to
all I
me.
need to know.
I'm not the only Shaq buddy here.
Come on, Lewis or Cole. Come on, I just want to hear why.
I'm thinking.
Will he? You want to know why?
Wallahi, first impression, I don't think he would, but
So also, Hakeem never had a Kobe Bryant, and he won 2 championships with washed Clyde Drexler, and on the first one, not many other crazy guys. He didn't have a near prime Kobe Bryant, no? He didn't have that luxury.
Well, yeah, Hakeem hard carried the Rockets. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah, Hakeem like hyper carried. That like it was just Hakeem. And then you also had Drexler a few years, but he wasn't as good as he once was by that point. Hakeem had to carry so much harder than Shaq did, because he never had the luxury of playing with such fantastic players.
at least at its peak, yeah.
Because also, think about in Orlando, he played with Penny Hardaway, did he not? Penny Hardaway was at one point considered to be the next Magic. That's what people compared him to. He didn't pan out like that, but he had guys at that young age. And Hakeem did not have that, yet he still balled out. He made it to the finals.
here's the thing,
With-
Dubin.
What?
So Hakeem's first championship, where he beat New York, Rockets, in my opinion, had a better roster than New York did.
Wait, valid take. I think it's not too wrong.
Yeah,
Mm,
that was the
It's
first one.
not that
Yeah.
far apart. It's pretty close.
Yeah, no, for
He was
sure.
baller.
But it was making it sound like you were saying like Hakeem was on like a poverty team.
No, he's not on a poverty team. It's pretty not that good. It's not the Lakers. I'll tell you that.
As my Uncle Kevin said, shout out Uncle Kev, Robert Ory, arguably one of the most clutch players of all time. Rocket, guess who the Rockets had that playoff series? They had that boy, Robert Ory.
Wait,
Yeah,
no,
but that was
when did Ori
before,
play
that
for the
was
Lakers?
before.
When? He played from 98 or 97 to 03.
You can use that exact same thing for the Lakers. Same
Facts, because he won 3 chips also with Shaq and Kobe.
argument. Exactly.
So
It's
Robert Ory
and
is
Kobe.
so
It's
basically
Hakeem and who?
so
It's Hakeem and
basically
who?
Shaq and Hakeem got carried by Robert Ory is what you're saying.
Yes,
So
yes,
Robert
I
Ory's
agree
the
with that
best
take.
player of all
I
time.
agree.
That's
Yeah,
facts.
I agree.
Rings argument.
Fact
Better than
with
LeBron. Better than Jordan.
Here's the thing. You know what I will say though finally? If I had to pick a starting 5, I'd rather have Shaq as my 5 than Hakeem.
Yeah.
Mm,
Mm,
Who's
I would
please tell
still
me,
pick Hakeem,
please tell
but-
me if Shaq's in the post with the ball, who stops Shaq?
no one, but
Well,
Oh, bro.
that was the question they
Completely,
faced
completely.
when he was at his
I
peak, bro.
Hakeem can do that.
Okay.
And yeah, Hakeem can be
Hakeem,
unstoppable.
he was the best person to guard Shaq, like ever. He could stop Shaq. Not completely, but he did the best job at it. Shaq himself admitted it. He's like, oh yeah, Hakeem. I don't forget exactly what he said, but he said something similar to that. That Hakeem like stops him. And I think he admitted that Hakeem is better than him.
Mm.
So like, how you gonna not take his own word, you know?
I mean that doesn't. I mean people say there's some other comparisons. People say like there was that one dude. Who is it? It's what's his freaking name? Paul Scholes. Lewis, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
People people like GOAT players, like really good players that are way better than Paul Scholes. Their favorite footballer of all time is Paul Scholes, and they say he's like the greatest player ever. That doesn't mean so just because a player says of him, it doesn't mean really anything.
Yeah.
Shaq's thing where he said it's different. The Shaq thing where he said he's the hardest to guard. That's really specific, and it's actually a good point.
Yeah,
But you
I
can't-
couldn't see Shaq stopping him.
All right, whatever. So we'll wrap that one up with 2 people got Hakeem. But you said it yourself before you both even said it. You said it's Houston bias.
Oh, go. Here's the thing. No, that was just a joke.
That was
You want-
before
wanna
we
hear- okay,
looked at the
Compare
stats. right?
offensively, what is the versatility that Hakeem has compared to what does Shaq do in the paint? Big man, brute force, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was the best at doing that ever. Hakeem, he could also big man brute force. Not as good as Shaq, but he could do so many more things.
Mm-hmm.
He could do the post fade, post spin. He could do a bunch of things in the post that Shaq could just not do.
Mm-hmm.
Because Shaq was too slow to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
It's.
Didn't have
I'm
the
not saying
footwork.
it probably was harder to guard Shaq just because he's too big, too strong.
Mm-hmm.
But Hakeem can do so many more things that like if you have a team that's like better at guarding the paints, they're gonna shut down Shaq more than they do Hakeem.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hakeem is not just a paint merchant. He can do
Okay.
a lot more than that.
Okay. Okay. So now apply that exact same principle to Giannis.
Where is this coming from?
I'm just telling you right now
Giannis
because
compared to
you make the
Compared to
case. No, it's not compared to anybody. You're saying
okay.
Hakeem is more offensively versatile, and that makes him better than Shaq. But then you have Giannis as arguably the greatest power forward of all time because he's similar to Shaq and that he's just a run and dunk.
Did I say it better than all time? What?
No, because I know
feel like
you.
Giannis is pretty versatile, but
Giannis is pretty versatile. Have you seen him lately?
Wait,
Giannis
he's more
is winning.
versatile than Shaq.
Giannis is definitely more versatile than
Yeah,
Shaq.
more versatile than
For
what Shaq
sure.
was.
Yeah, obviously.
What is your argument here? I don't know what you said. What is that? What are you saying?
Nothing. I was saying, basically what I was
You just came out of
saying.
nowhere with Giannis.
Yeah, basically what I was saying is
I
because
think he does run and dunks.
Giannis is not Mr. Run and Dunk anymore. He was at one point, not anymore. He's improved so significantly. You can't say that about him
Other
anymore.
aspects.
Fact.
Giannis can do a lot of things, bro.
All right, so we'll wrap that one in there. So we're gonna stop this recording. We can do another one because I'm invested.
You're invested now.
On this topic specifically.
Yes,
You
we're gonna do another hour of
come
just
back.
Shaq.
Yeah,
we
we
should
gotta
not. We should
Shaq
not do that.
versus Hakeem.
All right, I'm ending the recording. Everyone's goodbye. We'll be back.
Alright.